お前はもう死んでいる。
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Trevor Plays here, back again with another video. This one is, well, I know I'm a couple days late, but it is the My Hero Academia Season 4 premiere episode 1, or in total, episode 64, and we called The Scoop on UA, Class 1A. So, pretty much, yeah, it's the anime reviews. They're back. I'm gonna be doing some more My Hero anime reviews every weekend, hopefully. I can squeeze in some time to do this. If not, then they will be uploaded on Mondays, when I have time to actually record the video and actually edit the video as well. So yeah, pretty much, if you guys did watch the first episode, you will know, yes, it's another recap episode. We're probably going to get these like every single season, because we got one for the second season, we got one for the third season, now we have one for the fourth season. But this one is a little bit different because we actually got a new backstory in it, and also we got to see a new quirk, and also a new like a new person in like the world, like more world building, really. So yes, pretty much it starts off with, reporters trying to get a big scoop, but they don't really have any because it's still just, All Might stuff, and all the other press stuff that they've done for All Might is not really selling, and they still have like some back orders about his retirement and all that. But so now there's talking about, like, well, what's next? What could be our next big scoop? And we get introduced to a freelance reporter called Taneo Tokuda, and he is pretty much just like, I guess you could say, your average run-of-the-mill freelance reporter. But back what I was saying about earlier is world building. In the world of My Hero Academia that Horikoshi has made wonderfully, has also shown us that the police force and the government, all of them have like a say, or more have, like, a purpose in the world of, heroes and villains and all of that. So there is the whole talk about, why exactly do still, like, some like political figures still have a say in some of this stuff and all these other things. But then, like I said, freelance reporter, we've never had that before, but now we have. So there's that. So yes, Taneo Tokuda, he is, to me, he's a pretty cool character. And pretty much, he explains that, oh yeah, there's a possibility that All Might's successor is probably at UA High, because All Might enrolled as a teacher there, and all this other stuff, and pretty much he's the only one that you could say has a big brain, or actually has a brain, because every person hasn't realized that Izuku Midoriya, or Deku, is the successor to All Might. Nobody has come up with that conclusion, saying, oh yes, All Might enrolled as a teacher, Izuku Midoriya started school, All Might lost his quirk and said, now it's your turn. So a lot of people were like, oh yes, next, it's for the villains, but he could have worded it differently if it was for the villains. But no, he said, next, it's your turn, meaning that he had a successor. So that's what Tokuda was trying to find out. He was trying to find out who the successor is, and if the symbol of peace can still live on and have hope. So pretty much what the whole episode is about is, oh yeah, we're just gonna go through and have normal dorm life. You don't mind me. The camera will do the talking. So just do what you do and all that. So that's what ends up happening. We have some screenshots here and there of him taking photos of everybody in Class 1A. So it's a fun recap. I like it. And then of course he goes into the whole recap of here's this person who sits in what seat, and here's their quirk. This time it goes by really fast because he only says like a sentence for some of them, and then for some he gets some really cool shots for. So there's that, and then he goes on to find out that he narrowed it down to the 6 top competitors in the Sports Fest who pretty much were like there and the ones that won. So he narrowed it down. He said no, it's not Bakugo, because in middle school Bakugo said that he wanted to surpass All Might. He said it's not Shoto because his father is Endeavor, and Endeavor probably doesn't want his son to surpass him. So there's that. And then he said it could be it couldn't be Tokoyami because of how his quirk is or whatever, something like that. And then he completely glossed over like Kirishima and Ida and said, no, I know who it is. It's definitely going to be Izuku Midoriya. And then, literally as he says that, All Might shows up to talk to Deku outside. So it was pretty much like it was planned in a way, saying, oh yes, I know who the successor is. It's this guy. Now let me go talk to him. But before that, let's have All Might show up and talk to him first, and actually say the line again with his hand on his shoulder. So yeah, there's that. And pretty much we then, after like All Might leaves and they have a fun little moment about some meat buns, and we see a flashback of when All Might went to a convenience store because he got hungry, and then the convenience store owner had like it decked out and All Might stuff, and pretty much gave him free meat buns and an umbrella for free. And yeah, so a good thing is though is everyone still views All Might as the symbol of peace. Well, not really like as a symbol of peace, but they still view All Might as All Might and not just a decrepit old man. So they still view him highly, so he's still, he's still popular to the outside world and all that. So that's what's good about My Hero, is there's a lot of good developments for a lot of characters, and then we get to see like what happens with some of the other side stuff that goes on. And world building, I love world building. It's great. It's one of the best things about anime and manga and all that stuff, because the reason why we're watching these shows is not just because of the characters. It's the worlds that they live in. Sometimes the worlds are great, sometimes the worlds are not. It depends on if you're watching horror or action, or both, which that's debatable. But other than that, it's mostly towards a certain, we mostly say yes, animes have certain age ranges that they can go for. But there are a lot of people that can also, like it just because it's something that they're interested in. There isn't really a perfect or solid like number of like who can like what. It's anybody's opinion, okay? So that there's that. Now, pretty much like I said, it's a recap. So then another thing is we get a backstory. So this backstory is from Taneo Tokuda. And he says that when he was little, All Might saved his dad from an industrial fire I think he said like 18 years ago, something like that. Yeah. So he, All Might saved his dad, and that's when Taneo's quirk actually ended up, he ended up snapping a picture without realizing it or without turning on his camera or anything. And that's when that photo ended up being the headline photo for the newspaper. And then we also find out about his quirk. We have Taneo Tokuda. His quirk, full body lens. He can sprout camera lenses all throughout his body, and also has a like hole in his chest where he can just print out pictures. I mean, I guess. I mean, it's one of those weird quirks that is also very relevant for some people, especially because he is a freelance reporter. It makes sense that they would have a quirk like that. I don't know. I mean, it seems reasonable, and it explains why he has so many shots, and some of them are from different angles. So that makes sense. Like, because there were a few times where he had some low shot angles, and we didn't really see him taking those pictures, but it could be shown that, yeah, he was using his camera lenses from his legs or whatever to take some of these low shot angles and all that. But that's pretty much it. There was the next episode preview that talked about how the next episode is going to have overhaul, and it's going to kick off this whole arc away in episode 2. So yeah, there's that. I mean, I will play I'll play the next episode preview. If I get copyright striked, oh well. I don't really expect to get any money from these being monetized, because I did the whole preview, next episode preview thing for season 3, and they didn't get demonetized or anything, so I don't know if it will now because of how YouTube has changed some things. But other than that, that's pretty much it. So if you guys have enjoyed my little recap review of episode 1 of My Hero, like I said, I know a couple days late, and there's probably, there's already a few reviews out there on this, and some that are just like, oh yeah, people just said, oh yeah, it's a recap, whatever, I don't really need to review it. But it's still a good episode to start off season 4, because it does lead us into some of the things that will happen. Like I said, those are after credit scenes and the preview, but still, it is a good way to see dorm life for Class 1A, because when we had that first dorm episode that we had in season 3, that was great. I loved it. It was like that's the world building that we need. We need more scenes with people interacting with each other, and that was a perfect episode for that. And then this episode as well, we got to see more a little bit on dorm life. It was mostly them just eating breakfast for most part. And then after that, it was them being in class, and then after that, it was just them back at the dorm, about to eat dinner and all this other stuff. So it was pretty much, it was some small things about dorm life, but hey, what can you do? It's more stuff. It's really good. But that's my thoughts on it. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Leave some comments down below on what you guys thought about the episode. And if you are new to the channel and a fan of My Hero, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified anytime I upload a video, which will hopefully be on Saturday, if not possibly Sunday, and then if not, then on Monday like today, because I will have more time on Monday, or I have time on Monday, so on Mondays, so that way if there is not a review out on either Sunday or Saturday, then look for it on Monday. Like I said, if you have the bell notified, then you'll be notified for it. But that's it for me, guys, and I guess I'll see you guys next week.